Hey guys, it's Nicholas here from upgradeToLife.com and welcome to this week's quote of the week video. Before I jump in, just a quick side note that if you want to learn more, if you want to take things to the next level, there are basically two options. First is to check out the free masterclass, which is the first link in the video description. Second option is if you want to work with me directly to apply Neville's teachings in your life to manifest your goals and live more self-empowered, then check out the second link in the video description, which is basically my program. And with that, let's just jump into this week's quote. So you cannot persist in wanting what you already have. If you assume you are what you desire to be to the point of ecstasy, you no longer want it. Your imaginal act is as much a creative act as a physical one. If, however, you do not reach the point of satisfaction, repeat the action over and over again until you feel as though you touched it and virtue went out of you. So, as always, right, really, really powerful. You cannot persist in wanting what you already have. Test this out, right? Look at things that you own, that you have. Look at your car, look at your phone, look at your laptop, look at anything that's in your room that you have. Do you want it? Do you still desire it? Do you still feel the lack of it? No, because you have it. It is natural for you. There's no need for it, no waiting, no worries. You just, like my phone, it's like here next to me right now. I know I have it. I don't persist in wanting it because I know I have it. So now let's translate this to our goals, to our desires, to the version of us that we want to be, right? Because if you assume that you are what you desire to be to the point of ecstasy, you no longer want it. Meaning if you really identify with your ideal and you step into that, you shift into that, better said, and you live in the state of the wish fulfilled, then you can no longer have the desire. Desire basically dies. You die to the old state, you start to live in the new state, internal state, and therefore the desire dies. The wish is dead. The desire is dead, which is really, really good when this starts to happen, because then this is an indication that you have shifted into that state. Because what you experience in your imagination, right? Let's say you have a goal and you imagine, as always, like a scene that implies fulfillment. This is something that you have to drill in your mind because it is really, really powerful. It is really, really working. Just test this. When I started to, years back, when I started to test this, I was like, yeah, should it really work, or is it really necessary to test it and stuff? But I figured out, yes, it is necessary to test it, one, and B, it works 100%. You cannot prove this wrong. This is the awesome thing with the law of assumption, with your imagination. You cannot prove wrong that it does not work. You will always see that if you apply it, right? If you imagine something that implies your goal fulfilled and you start to test this with things here and there and you apply it for your whole life, then you will prove that it works. And because your imaginal act is like a creative act, it's a physical one, you will realize, when you uncover, when you remember, when you acknowledge that what you experience in imagination is not separate, it is not out there, external, it is a real, valid experience. Again, remember that imagination is spiritual sensation. I have 2 videos about that. I will link them above right here, one after another. One called about how to imagine the right way, and one, imagination is spiritual sensation. So I highly recommend you check those 2 out. And then you realize that, again, your imagination, what you experience there, it is a creative act. That imaginal act is real. And as long as you don't accept that, acknowledge that, learn that, right? Learn what imagination actually is, then it will always remain what are those principles or what are those concepts that all of those people talk about. But if you get this, right, if you just take it a notch deeper, then this will unlock really deep and awesome wisdom. So if you don't reach the point of satisfaction, right, you just repeat the action over and over again until you really feel like you have touched it or experienced it, basically translated, and the desire to continue fades away. It went out of you. So this is what we want to do. So if the desire is coming, get back. If you feel the lack again, then just ask yourself, what would it be like right now to have that, to be that? And you go back into your imagination and have that experience of that end. It can be that congratulation, it can be you touch something, you smell something, you hear something, you see something, it doesn't matter. Or you have that inner conversation again, right? I also have a video about that, right? If you want to check it out, video on inner conversations, you can check that out. But it doesn't matter actually which way you apply, because in the end, it's all the same. It all helps you to make that internal state that you want to experience, that you want to basically manifest in your life, make it natural. So if there's no satisfaction yet and you still feel like there's more to do, or it's not here yet, or stuff like that, repeat the action over and over again. Like repeat your imaginal act again and devote yourself to that experience, that spiritual sensation of that again, until it becomes normal, until it becomes, you just know that, okay, it's done, and you don't even want to do any techniques any longer, because like Neville said, you really feel that you have experienced it, and the desire fades away to do it again, to even want this thing really much, because you cannot want what you already have, right? So what Neville's teachings are about is basically the art of internal moving, the art of moving from our current state into our desired state, right? Watch the free masterclass below the first link if you want to learn how to do that, because that is all that counts. And Neville discovered this, right? If we want to express something else, we have to change our internal state, and this is always what's happening. Nothing more is going on. So you can make it that simple and not focus on any fluff and hype and those strategies or those surface level stuff. Focus on that internal state. Okay, and if you have shifted that, then the best indicator is that you stop really wanting it. You might think about it, you might still think that, yeah, it's awesome, but it's from a different kind of standpoint. It's more from a standpoint of security, knowing, certainty, relaxedness, and there's no more need and lack and desperation for it. So that's basically the message of this quote. And yeah, again, your imagination enables you to shift that state, to come to that place of inner knowing, of certainty, of naturalness. So watch the videos that I linked. Watch some other videos on my channel, because I explain exactly how to do that. And yeah, guys, that's basically it for this video. I hope that helped you. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments as always, and I speak to you next week. Bye, guys.